in the bedroom, was making this track, and my window was open. These birds just came by and they were being really loud. It fits so well, the music. Recorded it, put it in the piece. They definitely were having a conversation. That's what I mean. I was like, oh my God, I would love to actually know what they were saying. I've always known that I wanted to do music. It wasn't like playing anything really well. I just knew that this is what I wanted to do because of how much I enjoyed music. Sometimes when I'm sad, I'll sit at the piano and like play and like write something, and maybe I'll cry, maybe it'll be nice, and then I'll feel like, okay, like I got out whatever that was. It's so innate to you. This is just how you, as an artist, this is how you communicate, this is how you tell stories, it's how you move through the world. I was a touring DJ. I got to a point where I was like DJing every weekend. Surely I was like, yeah, this should be the dream, right? I was constantly being in club environments, always being around alcohol. I was like, this isn't a sustainable lifestyle. We're doing some field recordings for my Aimi experience. I wanted to create something that's meditative, and I wanted to create just a nice environment for people to just relax and unwind. All these animals and stuff, they have their own universes and environments outside of our universe. It just sounds like a shh. It sounds like quite like white noise. Might be a nice texture. Those sort of sounds, what I like about them is there's not necessarily like tones or like keys to them. So it doesn't matter what, you know, is playing underneath, it's always gonna fit. When I was thinking about generative music flowing through these different compositions, the sounds of nature are always gonna weave very nicely, you know. When I was doing some work on the Aimi experience, like for certain sections, I'd be like, okay, try and create just using this synthesizer, try and create just using this drum machine. How do I go into each one of my instruments with that in mind and like create solely from there? I don't really like the sort of science of it all. I just want it to be like, this is how I feel, just get that out immediately. I'm trying to find that middle ground of like enjoying sort of more electronic production, but also having that initial flow state and being able to just release. So I've never had to really think about why my music sounds the way it does. And a lot of people would point out like, oh, it's so ethereal, meditative or dreamy. And I think it's only been recently that I've made the connection of thinking like, I think I am drawn to that sound because it's somewhat self-soothing. So it feels like me trying to calm myself down and find like a state within myself to feel at peace. What I really like about Aimi was that it was taking my ideas, repurposing them and creating sort of new ideas from that. I struggle a lot with arrangement, but with Aimi, it's able to just take the ideas I have, which for me is the most fun part of creating, and then create a whole composition from it. It felt like a really nice collaboration between artists and technology. People are able to interact with my music in a way they haven't before. You can curate your own experience within this experience. Everyone's going to tailor that to their own likings, to their own needs. Things like that could be a very interesting way that feel beneficial to the artist and also embraces the sort of new world we're heading into.